Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading for August of 2026. We're going to take a look at what we got going for you here in the upcoming month. We're going to get a signifier card and we'll do a Celtic cross. There we go. Signifier we've got is the Ten of Swords. Ooh, looks like you're going to be trying to cut something out of your life here, Sagittarius. Something's coming to an end. Something's coming to an end, and it's coming to an end. It looks like in kind of a brutal way, so let's see what we got for you. So going ahead for this month, just bear in mind it is an eclipse season. So at the beginning, well, middle of the month in August, we've got a new moon, total solar eclipse in Leo. It's going to be very much about resetting your energy, working towards authenticity and happiness and creative self-expression, stuff like that, coming up at the beginning of the month. 1, 2. All right. And then we've got the full moon eclipse in Pisces at the end of the month. And that's all about kind of getting free of any delusions you may have about your past. Oops, kind of pile these up. I'm going to have to spread them out later. And then moving on to new things, clearing away old, no longer useful habits, and making way for new things. Which that Ten of Swords certainly seems to make sense with, huh? All right, okay, so that's what we got to start. So we've got that Ten of Swords to get you started here. That's very much a card, again, of the cutting something loose or having to let go of something in a way that might be a little bit painful. It's definitely going to make you feel something. You're going to be affected by it for sure. So just be, prepared for that. Know that that's coming, that you may have to face some kind of difficult removals of things with this current month upcoming. So what we've got for you for the month of August, in the center part of your cross spread, which is mostly like the earthbound energies, the physical elements that are affecting you, surrounding you in the situation. In this month, we've got the Three of Pentacles and Temperance. Lovely, you showed up in your own reading. Gotta love that. So you're showing up here, crossing yourself. So obviously you're really trying to build, I think, a life and build a career perhaps, or a project that has to do with kind of building up who you are. I think you're trying to figure out the best way to make your work and your lifestyle align. I think you're trying to find a way to make yourself more present in what you do, right? Having Temperance here crossing you, this is the situation that you're being presented with, which is yourself. It can also be balancing thing, trying to find more balance in your life. You might find that you're overdoing things in some areas, and you're going to have to cut something loose so that you can focus on other things that are more useful for you this month going forward. Right? It looks like there's a lot of shift with these eclipses, and 2 eclipses in the same month. There's a lot of resetting kind of energy happening here. And again, that Ten of Swords is definitely leaning into that as well. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles. I don't read reversals, that just came out that way. So the Seven of Pentacles here that we have got grounding this, the situation, the elements kind of helping this, the things surrounding you in your circumstances that are adding this, adding to this, taking away from this, whatever, influencing this really, is the Seven of Pentacles, which is a lot about building something and not knowing where it's going. You have put a lot of energy into something, and now you're kind of evaluating whether or not you want to move forward with it. The Seven of Pentacles is about planting seeds and watching them grow and seeing whether or not they're bearing fruit, and the fruit is not quite ready to harvest yet. So I think you have been compelled, inspired by your intuition, by whatever your circumstances are, to take stock of where you're at right now with your situation, with your, I think, possibly your profession. It could just be like a project or something you've been working on for yourself. Maybe you've been working on yourself in some kind of way, and you are like evaluating where you're going with that. Maybe you're on some kind of like fitness journey, and you're just saying like, well, you know what, it doesn't seem like I'm really making the kind of progress I was hoping to make with this particular journey. I'm feeling like I'm kind of like stagnant. Maybe you haven't. You've maybe hit a plateau. Maybe you're trying to get into some kind of competition and you're not quite getting past like a hurdle, something like that. So right now you're just kind of trying to take stock of where you're at with everything. And the Seven of Cups here is 7-7, right? So you definitely have that crowning you in the spiritual kind of more, your more soul-bound aspect of this versus the Seven of Pentacles, which is more the earthbound energy. With this is about choices, right? So it looks like you have some choices here. And I think the fact that you have choices is maybe what's lending itself to you feeling like you need to be evaluating the choice that you're currently in. So you've been working on a choice. Now, is it working, right? And that's up to you whether or not you you know best whether or not this choice is seeming to bear fruit for you. But I think you have choices that are presenting themselves. And so when you're looking at these, you're going, okay, well, am I really happy with what I've got right now? Is what I'm doing the best thing? Is it going to create the outcome that I want or not? The Sun here shows to me that something has come to light in recent past. This is a very good card. The Sun card's like the best card in the deck. So obviously it's a card of like happiness and light, but it is also a card of like exposure, of shining light on something and exposing something to like a truth, which could be what has made you feel, again, more combative. And this is your recent past, the situations that have happened in the recent past. So I think you've had kind of a revelation in your life. You've had like an awakening in your life, and you feel like you want to be more truthful with yourself in what it is you're doing. So you're trying to decide whether or not this thing that you're currently in is the thing to stick with, or if you should move on maybe to this other thing that you now have that's presenting itself, or these other things, right? You may have many options. The Emperor, as the coming in the future, definitely a card of strength. Looks like it's a card of, it could be someone coming into the future for you, coming into your future, showing themselves as potentially being helpful for you. It could be a card of yourself actualizing in a position. Maybe you found a position that makes you feel like you can control yourself both financially, emotionally. You've got everything under control. Your situation's very sturdy. You're feeling very empowered in your future position. So let's take a look and let's clarify some of these cards and see what we've got here. Let's clarify this Three of Pentacles. What is this for Sagittarius that they're feeling this? What are they building? What are they creating here? What is this Three of Pentacles? Give me a little something, something. Okay, I'm gonna take the top guy there. So we've got the Eight of Cups. Okay, and again with this Ten of Swords energy here of having to walk away from something, or something ending, right? Something coming to an end. The Eight of Cups is walking away from something. So I think that you are emotionally having to detach maybe from something that you had been, or you're trying to decide if you want to emotionally detach from something that you've been putting a lot of energy into and you've been kind of spending some time building here. You don't know if that's the best choice for you and you're trying to figure that out. So let's see if we got anything else here. This Temperance card, this Three of Pentacles. For Sagittarius, you got anything else for him, please? Oh, okay. Okay, well we got three, but we'll take all three of them. How about it? So, Seven of Pentacles. Again, Seven of Pentacles, right? You just keep doubling down on it. Yes, we are establishing whether or not something is worth the effort. You have the Eight of Cups here, and now you have the Seven of Cups here again. Seven of Cups, Seven of Cups. Gotta love it when a thing is reinforcing itself, right? So right now you've got, and I'm just saying like these things have fallen out, so I think they're basically just reinforcing what's already there. It's pretty, that's what came out. So, and then you have the Ace of Wands. So I do think that you have had a recent inspiration, right? An ace of Wands is a new beginning. It's a passionate inspiration. It's like an exciting idea. I think that you've had some kind of exciting idea. I think that you've had some kind of exciting experience. You've got something that's made you feel like, okay, I think this is what I want to do. I think this is maybe the direction I want to go in. I'm pointing my wand, right, in this direction. I'm saying that's the way I want to go. And I think that's the energy you've got coming with you right now. So do you have anything to elaborate on the Seven of Pentacles? I know that obviously you wanted to double down on that as being really in a moment of trying to decide what you want to do here. But anything else on the Seven of Pentacles you want to help Sagittarius clarify a little bit with, if you didn't mind? Yes, no, yes. Like, no, I already told you what I want to tell you, and I told you twice. I think that's just the grounding energy here, is that you're evaluating everything you've got moving forward. Woo! That's kind of a lot. Yeah, that was a lot. That's just Butterfingers. This is an incredibly long deck, by the way. If I remember to do it, I will put the names of the decks in the bottom in the description box. You can see them, but it's a very long, I love this deck. It's very nice, but it's very long. So it's almost the length of like a phone. So this is stretch. Sometimes I drop a few of them and I don't think that's really the natural flow. So let's see. We got anything at all for that? Oh, okay. I'll take it. Yeah, Fool. Okay, new beginnings with this Ace of Wands. Again, I think the Fool card is saying new beginnings. You're starting new things. You have gotten some kind of inspiration to get moving on something. Now, whether it is a job or it is a relationship, I don't know. That's however it resonates with you. But you got inspired to move forward on something new. You're ready to take a leap. And what just came out? But the Death card. So yeah, okay. And this is, everything is basically pointing towards we're ready to move on to the next thing, right? We're ready to take this final thing. We're ready to cut loose whatever needs to be cut loose. And we're ready to move on to this new thing that we think is going to be really the way forward. And the Three of Pentacles to me is telling me this is probably job related or work related. I'm not getting a huge, like, I mean, yes, there's a lot of cups insofar as this walking away from something aspect of things. You know, I think that there is that a little bit. So I'm wondering if maybe you're having to give up something in order to start this thing. Or if you're having to walk away, maybe you're having to walk away from a job, or you're having to walk away from a relationship, or you're having to walk away from a group of people. But you're having to walk away from something in order to start something new. If it's a job, you know, if it's for the best, if it's for the best for you financially, emotionally, obviously, you know, do what you got to do. And if you have to leave something behind in order to do it, that's the hard part I know with jobs a lot of times, is leaving something before you have something else already prepared, you know. So who knows? That's potentially what you're looking at there. So let's say the sun. What do we got for the sun as the recent past for Sagittarius? What do we got for the sun for the recent past, please? Oh, yeah. Okay. The Eight of Swords. Yeah, so the sun exposed something. You were feeling kind of caged in. You were feeling repressed, like you were holding yourself back from something, or potentially keeping a truth from yourself, like kind of keeping yourself blind to a reality in a situation that you were in. And you have since been made clear in that situation. You can no longer keep yourself contained and kind of blinded, or keep yourself away from the reality of that situation that is now just there. Oh, we're flying. Where'd it go? There we go. Two of Wands. Yeah, so I think you have I think you've come to a place where you were at one point feeling very contained, self-contained, feeling very like you were holding yourself back from making any progress in something. Again, like maybe you were not looking for new jobs. Maybe you were keeping yourself blind to that. Or maybe you were in a situation where your relationship wasn't very good and you were keeping yourself kind of blind to the negatives because you didn't really want to have to face the option, the choice. You know, you didn't want to have to deal with the fact that you're now going to have to possibly move forward in something new. The Two of Wands is about having the possibility of moving forward into something new, but kind of waiting, not yet moving forward, not yet taking those steps, but knowing that those steps are there and knowing the steps you need to take, and knowing it just is a matter of putting one foot in front of the other to do it. You're just not doing that yet because you don't really want to have to deal with it. And I think that's where you were at. And I think that something can come to light, or something's recently come to light, or is, you know, coming to light at present, that has made you feel like you can no longer keep yourself stuck there. You can't stay in this place anymore. You're having to make some actual, like, changes here. So what is this Emperor card coming in? What is the Emperor here? Give me a little clarification on that Emperor. Ooh, what do we got? Okay, we got the Knight of Cups and we've got the Tower. So, yeah, something pretty big here. It could be a person coming into your life that's going to be offering you like a new job, a new relationship, a new way of feeling about yourself, just a new feeling, something like that. That's like, it could be could be a male, could be a female, doesn't matter, but this is a very strong kind of masculine, controlled energy. It could just be this new version of yourself that you found, this very like in control, I know who I am, I know what I want kind of energy, and that you accept an offer. Maybe you accept this job offer that's being given to you, or you accept this love offer that's being given to you, which is out of character, or maybe something different than you would normally take, or something that's going to definitely derail your current path, but set you very much so on a new path. And I think that it's going to be pretty shocking. It's going to potentially lead to a pretty shocking outcome, a pretty definitive change in your circumstances, right? So that's how the kind of like earthboundish kind of energy is working towards resolving this situation here. If you are not sure about whether or not to move forward with this new thing, I would say I think you are sure. I think you do know. I think you know that you want to go ahead and cut ties and move forward with this. I think you know that. It's just a matter of being willing to accept the emotional, what that's going to mean emotionally for you. And are you ready to accept what that's going to feel like? Are you ready to have that experience emotionally? Because that's going to be a part of it, right? All right, so let's see what we've got for the spiritual energy. I'm just going to lift this here so I can... What do we got for our spiritual energy that's influencing Sagittarius for this August month? Seems like we've got some changes coming up. Oh yeah, that's been coming up quite a bit for me in recent readings. I think that there's a lot of manifestation energy coming up here. High Priestess is influencing you. I mean, lovely to have that in this side of the reading because this is all the spiritual side of the reading. So it's always nice to see those like extra spiritual cards here. Okay, we've got King of Wands. Might be a little nervous that your overly zealous, passionate side might be taking a leap of faith that you're not prepared to take, but I think you're prepared to take it. All right, so let's take a look here. Looking very nice here to end things out. We have... oh, I'm gonna have to readjust this, baby. It's getting a little bit... Get this lens wider up. So it looks like we have the Eight of Torches to begin with, the Eight of Wands. This is like the mini magician card is what I call it. This is a card of manifesting your reality, you know, experiencing life the way you want to experience it, feeling the earth and feeling the world the way you want to feel it, right? So I think this is, and this is you, this is in your position, you're the magician and you know it. This is a lesser card than the actual magician, however. So I see it as more, you know that this is a new transition you're making. It's maybe not going to move as quickly or as like aggressively as you may want or as maybe kind of implied with the way this reading is going, because this is just an August reading. But it's in motion. Like, you are definitely in action towards this new thing. You're not waiting anymore. You're moving towards it now. The High Priestess is in the energies surrounding you, your spiritual guides, you know, your ancestors, those people that are influencing you, the things influencing you spiritually, your own spiritual journey and path. You're very much aligned with what's good for you here with this decision. So I think this new position, you're taking a new path or a new means of doing something that you feel is really solidifying your own identity in your job or in your relationship, and feeling like you're more in yourself, in your element with what you do and how you live your life. This decision is being compelled and propelled by a lot of spiritual aid. You know, I think that this is very much what what the universe is wanting for you. I think you're vibing with it in a way that is good, in a way that is appropriate to what you need here. The King of Torches being in your position of kind of hopes and fears here. This is, I think, both that you know that your passionate energy is great because it can get you headed in the right direction, something new. It gets you started on new things. It can have new amazing things happen for you, but it can also mean that you can be impulsive and you can move too quickly. And when you do that, you can create problems, things like this Ten of Swords, right? If you move too quickly to sever ties with something, you might cause yourself a disservice in the long run by maybe just doing things a little bit more abruptly and not reading the room as much as you should have. So I think this King of Torches is basically just saying, yes, like, your passionate energy is amazing, right? This is you, the King of Wands. This is you. You're showing up here yourself again. This is you saying, like, this is you being yourself, feeling awesome. Love that for you. But also don't put the cart before the horse. Sometimes you do that a little bit, right? So I think that you know that this is going to be a great decision. This is the Ten of Pentacles as your final outcome, right? Doesn't get much better than that. The Ten of Cups, you have the Sun here, right? This is a very solid reading here for August as far as changing it, maybe making some new choices, evaluating your current situation, maybe going for the new choice. Go for the choice that you feel like is aligned with whatever this illuminating experience is that you had. Whatever this sun experiences that you had, I mean, only you know what this is resonating with for you, if this is resonating for you. If it is, please like, subscribe, let me know down below, all that kind of good stuff. But like, the sun here, to me, is definitely saying you have had something illuminate for you in the past few months, you know, probably in the past month or so. So whatever that is, you know, whatever thing whatever choice there is that really aligns with that feeling, that's what you're going to want to go with. That's the thing that you're going to want to go with, right? So let's see what we got for the Eight of Wands here. Eight of Wands for my Sagittarius, month of August. Eight of Wands, please. Eight of Wands, please. Oh. Ah. All right. So we got the Queen of Swords. We've got the Five of Pentacles. I think you are ready to cut out your financial concerns. I think you are ready to do away with having to deal with this like financial worry. I think you are in a position of, oh funny, this just turned over actually, was the Sun card again. It didn't come out all the way, but it definitely like exposed itself. I think that you are feeling very much like you are tired of dealing with financial constraints. You want to be this Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is what came out there. I think you want to be the Queen of Swords. You no longer want to deal with this Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is feeling like a lack, feeling financial instability. And the Queen of Swords is very much a card of feeling like, I've got this financially, I mean intellectually. Like intellectually, I've got this, right? I know the way to fix this issue. And I think that's you. I think you know, you're like, look, I know how to make this situation better. And you might be in a position financially that's not that great right now. But you're like, but I know how to make this situation better. And I'm going to do it. Like that's the energy I'm getting here is not only do I know how to do it, I'm going to do it. All right, so let's see what we got for the High Priestess. We got anything for the High Priestess? Yeah, I'm not getting a ton of like relationship-y vibes from this at all. This is definitely, again, feeling very financial. This is feeling very career-oriented to me. The Two of Wands. Yeah, I think that this High Priestess is helping you to, it's saying you need to listen to your intuition. If you're not sure which direction to go and you're kind of feeling like you're still at an impasse, you're still sort of feeling unsure on which way to be guided. How funny, this is what just flew out once again, the High Priestess. You got a lot of stuff confirming stuff here. That's happening a lot. The High Priestess, with the High Priestess confirming this Two of Wands to me is saying, you know that you are gonna, you're holding back, maybe you're pausing. You're giving yourself a minute to move forward with this decision because you want to make sure you're going the right way. You aren't 100% sure. Listen to your intuition. Meditate. Pray, right? Do whatever works for you. Whatever gets you into that silent space where you can hear that still small voice. If you are wondering what the answer is, which choice you want to choose, right? That's where you're going to hear that answer, is in that still small voice. But you have to be quiet in order to hear it. So I think that this High Priestess is saying, listen to your intuition, listen to your High Priestess. That's what's guiding you right now. These are the your ancestors and all that's guiding you towards making that decision, because you're a little bit paralyzed and they know that and they want to help you through that. All right, this King of Torches and your hopes and fears. Oh, they're just flying around. The Nine of Wands. Yeah, I think you're just like a little nervous that all of your strong energy could potentially put you in a position that's not great. Like that you might be, your desire to move forward and be done, you're almost like exhaustedness with this, your doneness with the situation that you're currently in might lead to hasty decisions that could potentially be problematic for you. Let's see, we've got Star. Yeah, I don't think you need to worry though, because this is telling me you've got the Six of Swords, which is saying that even though you are unsure about the path that you're going down, it's going to be protected. You're going to be guided by, again, a lot of spiritual energy, a lot of familial energy, a lot of love, a lot of support. I think you're gonna have a lot of support in whatever this thing is that you're doing. The Star is like a wish come true, right? So I think you know that whatever this choice is going to be something that's going to make you feel really good. It's going to bring you a lot of joy. And your fear that your weariness about your current situation will potentially push you in such a way as to be a detriment to this new thing. I think that's unfounded. I don't think you need to worry about that. All right, the Ten of Pentacles. Let's take a look. At least that's the cards are saying. All right, this is different for everybody and let it resonate for you as it will. But let's see, with the Ten of Pentacles, what we got for the ending here for my Sagittarius. It's looking like a good month. I mean, the Ten of Pentacles, what a lovely way to end it, right? Whoa. Whoa. And we got the Queen of Cups there. Lovely. Here's Seven of Swords, this all getting okay, and the Six of Cups. All right, and once again with the Eight of Wands coming out. So I think that it's kind of a mess here. Sorry. So with this Ten of Pentacles, I think with this Queen of Cups, you can accept whatever offer is coming to you, but I think that you are smart to be a little bit wary of potentially offers that might come to you, because I think you're looking at different things right now. You're looking at different options. You have an idea of what it is that you want to do. You have an idea of the direction that you want to go in. You know that you're going to have to maybe cut ties with your current situation to move into a new thing. Like you're aware of that and you're like okay with that energy. That's not like the end of the world for you. But you are also thinking to yourself, okay, well, okay, so which one do I choose? If you're getting offers from people from your past, so the Six of Cups is nostalgia, things from your past. this is kind of like the advice here at the end. If you're getting offers from people from your past that seem maybe too good to be true, the Seven of Swords is a tricky kind of card. It can just be using all of your tools in your tool chest but that's more like the Magician, right? And that's not what you got here. What you got was the Seven of Swords, which is a little bit more like cutting things out of your life. So I think this is a little bit more like, be aware that there are people that might use cunning or might use some trickery, people from your past that might be aware of this new thing that you're trying to do and try and come in and maybe offer you some ideas that might not be for your best interest, more for theirs. I just think that you need to be aware that that could be a possibility. It also seems to me like you might hold yourself back, or you might kind of like lie to yourself about things from your past or things that you have done or things like that you might have thought of as like a potential possibility for work in your past. And maybe it might be holding you back from moving forward because you are still kind of dwelling on those possibilities, but they're really just like a red herring, right? They're not really going to actually help you propel forward. I think if you accept this offer that I think you know is the best thing for you, you listen to your intuition to guide you in the right direction, and you take action with the Eight of Wands to move forward, you're going to end up seeing good outcomes for yourself. But be prepared, it may require you have to cut some stuff loose that might be less than pleasant to do so. So I hope that this resonated with you, Sagittarius. I hope that you have a wonderful August. It looks like it's going to be a lot of choices. I'm gonna love having all those choices. Hopefully it, ends best for you. This Ten of Pentacles is great. Much love, blessings to all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.